welcome to Recreating Epic Cars Episode 7. I am here in Forza Horizon 2. I knew that I was going to be doing at least some Recreating Epic Cars stuff here on Forza Horizon 2. It's not the Xbox One version, like as shown in my previous gameplays. It is the 360 version, so you don't get as many new cars as you do in the actual Xbox One version. But you do have cars like this, the Corvette C7 Stingray. What we're going to be doing to it is we're going to be turning it into the Z06 Corvette. Basically, what we're going to be doing is just slapping a whole bunch of upgrades on it to make it a lot faster. No paint has to be done to it. It's already the correct Z06 color, and it has the proper hood decal thing, stripe, whatever you want to call it. Conveniently, the Corvette Stingray actually has front, rear, and side skirts that all look like that they're reminiscent of the Corvette Z06. And I did buy this car previously, and I did tune it up myself. Right now it's stock, but these are the parts that you can all have. They're all by this company. I have no idea who HPD is, but all carbon fiber parts to make it look like it actually is the real Corvette Stingray. Now, obviously, this isn't as wide as the Corvette Stingray Z06. This isn't as wide as the actual Z06. The actual Z06 is a lot flared out. It's quite wide, quite wider actually. But basically, we're just going to be putting on as much parts as we can that seem reasonable, and we'll bring it up to 650 horsepower. Okay, so race tires, we can't put slicks because they're slicks. I'm pretty sure that, no, we can't put on slicks, unfortunately. We're gonna have to use these stock tires. While race tires would be quite nice, we just can't use them because that's not street legal. Okay, so the Corvette Z06 is supercharged, just like the ZR1 to C6 version, so we'll be buying that. Currently, that will bring it up to 529 horsepower. Oh yeah, stock it has 155, but right now it has 529 horsepower. I don't know how much pressure the supercharger has to put out in order to technically be correct with the real thing. I'm not sure. For the other parts, we're going to have to kind of give it a little bit of credit. In some instances, like, we'll put a sport transmission in here. The race transmission, interestingly, it reduces the speed. The car's probably not powerful enough to make use of the longer gear ratios. We'll buy that gearbox. Mostly sport parts, don't plan on doing race parts, with the exception of the differential. The differential, I'm told, from articles like Road and Track, are that the Corvette's brakes are very, very good. I'm basically emptying out a good amount of my account just to make this Z06. Basically, sport parts everywhere. We'll have street weight reduction to bring it down to perhaps a more ideal weight, or maybe we could have sport weight reduction. I'm actually not quite sure. Okay, never mind. Just did a quick look online of if the Corvette Z06 had any weight reduction. Turns out that the base 7-speed Z06 weighs 3,559 pounds, meaning that actually is no, we will have no weight reduction at all. That's fine. So that means we can spend just a little bit more money focusing on power. We'll focus and see if sport parts will do the deal for now. If not, then we'll turn over to race parts. Okay, so we've already gotten to 601 horsepower. Yes, that'll bring us to 650, but it's not technically street legal, you might say. Right now, okay, up to 624 horsepower. We're getting there. That's race. Supercharger, okay, that brings it up to 635 horsepower, which is too much. We can remove just a little bit of power. That's not... we need to remove a good deal of power, actually. 652... kind of want it to be almost correct in terms of power. we're gonna have to do a 649 horsepower. That's okay. And to finish it off, we'll put on a sport flywheel, just to make it just a little bit lighter. I've invested about 80,000 credits and parts in this car. Yeah, I mean, that's not how much that Chevrolet would have actually invested into their Z06, but that's okay. So what we're going to be doing for recreating epic cars here on Forza Horizon 2, my plan is to take the car out, first of all, on a speed run on the freeway here in Horizon, and then we'll do a race. Or, in this case, we'll probably do a race first, since we're pretty close to a race that I want to do. I'm in the San Martin area, I forgot to mention, in the middle of the career. For some reason, the system has my car moving before I've even engaged the clutch. We're going to be doing the highway sprint, which starts right over by the golf course, which also with the fact this being the Xbox 360 version, it has to be compromised, and thus it doesn't open the golf course to you, while in the Xbox One version, it does. But in the meantime, we do get a sort of preview drive of the Corvette in the meantime. It's 650 horsepower, this car. Oh! Okay, alright. You know what? I don't want to crash the car, though. The last thing I want to do is really just totally wreck the car. I don't want to do that. But this car is near enough at the top of S1 class, because Forza Horizon 2 does not compete based on classes, but rather they compete really just based on PI. There are going to be some cars that are slower than me, and some cars that are faster than me, and I just have to deal with that. Luckily, because more of the parts went into power than handling, hopefully this car will do pretty good, but I'm not sure. I don't know, honestly. Maybe it will be good, maybe it will be terrible. No idea. The only way we can find out is to actually race it. Now, the sponsors do want me to finish in the Dodge Viper. I do not have any ideas for a Dodge Viper race version yet, unless I can perhaps make a track version of the SRT Viper. Who knows? Maybe we'll do that. Alright, so our opponents, let's take a look at who we're going to be up against once it shows us. Our starting grid is a Mustang Cobra, a 2012 Challenger, a BMW 1 Series, Maserati Gran Turismo, BMW X5, and a Mercedes G65. We do not have appropriate competition here to really prove the car's capabilities, unfortunately. What we do know is that the SUVs will launch better than us because they have four-wheel drive, but they obviously cannot turn as well, as that Mercedes has just ran itself into the wall. And also note that if you haven't watched my videos, I am racing right now on hard difficulty, not quite insane difficulty, and you also see that I do need to have the braking line because I'm not quite perfect. I can't go without that just yet. We are going just a little bit faster than the 1 Series. We are outdoing them just a little bit, compromising a little bit there for more entry speed. And also we are racing a little bit dirty there, unfortunately. Sorry, did not mean to do that. That's a hitbox failure right there. I did not clip the wall, and it showed that I did. That's kind of frustrating. Okay, yeah, we don't really have appropriate competition. I mean, a Dodge Challenger and a Ford Mustang, they're not the Corvette's opponents. Real competition for the Corvette. Whoops, okay. Alright. Admittedly, that was kind of cheaty, but this isn't a straight, clean race that it has to be perfectly clean. That went terribly wrong, unfortunately. How are we doing on the damage? I'd like to look, but I can't right now. I'm stuck in the outside, which is not where I want to be, because I would have gladly used the inside to cut in and gain a whole lot of ground. The car is looking pretty decent right now. I have to say that the car handles quite nicely. It's pretty planted. Ambitious. Oh, okay, alright. Well, that's not how I want to get it started on rallycross testing. Really don't want to test it like that, unfortunately. Whoops. Alright, yeah, this is kind of like my normal driving, honestly. I get quite ambitious. I will be very, very ambitious. I'm gonna cut across the dirt like this. Yeah, car not very happy with that, it seems. It's okay. Oh, I did not see that the corner came about like that. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it like that. Or maybe I will? No, I won't. Whoopsies! That's really not how I wanted it to be. Okay, cutting across, not 100% success. But we have gotten into first. We can keep the Mustang away from us. The car is sounding nicer thanks to having a supercharger. It's sounding a little bit more intense. That really did not go well either. Sorry guys, sorry for using so much rewind. I'm not that bad at driving, honestly. Really not that bad. I have to kind of blame the AI here for being just a little bit bad. I don't want the Mustang to win. I'm not letting him win. I'm going to take the victory because it's career mode. I don't want to necessarily lose. First place. I mean, obviously dirty, but hey, I'm going against ridiculous cars. I'm racing up against a Mustang that is clearly faster than me, that's outclassing me. So with me beating him, it's fair enough of a point. Now what we're going to be doing is we're going to go over to the freeway. We're going to see how fast this Corvette actually can go. The real-life Corvette Z06 can only do 186 miles an hour because it has so much downforce. However, because this is the Corvette Stingray, which I believe has a top speed of about 198 miles an hour, or 200 I've heard from other sources, Chevrolet themselves. No idea if this car will actually be faster than the Z06 or slower. We'll find out once it gets to the freeway. Okay, we are now here at the freeway. We're going to be going all the way. I have no idea how fast the Corvette will go. I did just a little bit of research on the way here, and the Corvette Stingray will do an estimated 195 miles an hour, which is a 9 mile an hour difference from the Z06. So, let's go. We're going to go pretty much all the way down the freeway, because where else? Where else would we end, honestly? We'll go into interior view just to enjoy it a little bit. Alright, so coming up towards the tunnel, we are already approaching 190 miles an hour. Oh, okay. Okay. We've hit 200 miles an hour already. Okay, please tell me that I haven't upgraded this car too much. We're hitting 210 miles an hour. Okay, I think... Alright, this obviously does not have Corvette Z06 levels of grip. While I was able to... Oh gosh, what in the... What? What? What in the... Okay, hang on a second. Okay. Here is another one of Forza Horizon's really, really strange glitches, it seems. Okay. So we're driving along, and then suddenly, the car just flies up for no apparent reason. What in the world is that? You're just driving on the freeway, and then suddenly your car goes flying in the air. I'm pretty sure you could sue you for that. Well, I mean, if you're doing 60 miles an hour and that happens, I mean, doing it at 217 miles an hour, I think that's how fast we were going. Okay. Yeah, we're doing, oh gosh. Yeah, it did again. We hit, okay, so we hit 218 miles an hour, but apparently that's not the fastest that this car can go. We're gonna need to find out how fast this car can go without the aid of things causing our car to fly into the air mysteriously. Please? Okay, we'll try this again. Hopefully this doesn't go absolutely terribly wrong. Okay, so I think the worst has been avoided. We are hitting 223 miles an hour. We haven't even hit 6th gear yet. Gosh. Okay, I'm pretty sure I did not put too much parts into this. This car does have 650 horsepower. It hasn't been lightened drastically either. This is still 3,500 pounds. Yet somehow this car is hitting the speeds of, what, the Gumpert's Apollo? Which has 650 horsepower. I'm actually quite impressed at this. Because I thought that this really wouldn't go that fast. But I guess Forza is not realistic to the sense that it'll make I don't know, this isn't sheer downforce that these two-wheel spoilers are creating, it's more visual appeal. Is that another rough that I've passed by? I think we will go all the way. We're going to end up going downhill. Not a problem, I think. Yay, skill point earned! Oh no, I'm going to buy with that. I still have perks to buy. Well, eventually we will buy something, I'm not sure. Okay, starting to hit the downhill bits. Oh gosh, we're gonna hit 230. We've hit 230 miles an hour. 231, 232, 233. Oh, I don't think it's. Nope. We still got just a little bit of distancing to go. Come on, 233, 233, 234, 234 miles an hour. This car will take the. Oh, okay. Wow. Impressive. I'm actually quite impressed here at the Corvette Stingray. Wow. That's actually pretty cool that it's been able to go this fast. This is crazy. Okay, I do not know where to end. I've seen. Okay. Alright. I've seen Fail Race do speed runs here, and he usually ends somewhere after that large left-hander. But that doesn't seem the case here with Xbox 360. Well, okay, the Corvette Stingray seems to be a decent competitor for A-Class. It's pretty good on the speed front. It'll be able to beat BMW 1Ms, and it obviously corners better than the SUVs. So this probably is a good one to do. Make your own Corvette Z06, invest 80,000 credits into it. So I think the total cost then, with all the parts, is about 140,000 credits or something like that. Yeah, I mean, not the best that you can do. I mean, you can obviously get the cars that are much faster. You can get an Ultima GTR if you really want it for 110,000. So really, it's up to your preference. But if you want a Z06, I'd say go for it. It's actually a pretty good competitor car, and I probably will be using it in later Forza Horizon 2 playthroughs. But anyway, that's it for this episode of recreating epic cars. I'm going to be doing more cars here in Forza Horizon 2. I already know what I'm going to be doing next. But if you have any suggestions on cars that I should be doing, go ahead, let me know in the comments section. Remember, this is Forza Horizon 2 for 360, so anything that's on the Xbox One I can't do, unless I happen to get an Xbox One, or somebody here gifts me an Xbox One. No idea. But thank you very much for watching, God bless you, and until next time, goodbye.